officers will be working, and all vacations and off days have been canceled for this weekend.
I don't feel it's too bad as long as people come here and we don't have any problems, but you tend to kind of feel bad when you come in, you work, and you have a various amount of problems like we had last year. But I'm pretty sure everybody come here this year and we won't have any problems, so it won't be bad working this year.
In addition to Atlanta's police force, the city will call on backup officers from Fulton County, DeKalb County, and the Georgia State Patrol.
Hundreds of residents in Cheyenne, Wyoming attended a memorial yesterday for 7-year-old Jessica Dugroff. Dugroff was trying to become the youngest person to fly across the United States. Just after taking off from Cheyenne Airport Thursday in bad weather, her plane crashed. Jessica, her father, and her flight instructor died. Jessica will be buried today in her hometown of Pescadero, California. Her death is raising questions about child pilots and at what age they should be legally permitted to fly an airplane. Federal guidelines prevent anyone under 16 from flying solo, but any child is allowed to pilot an airplane if they're accompanied by a licensed pilot. 13-year-old Owen Brown is a student pilot who flies out of Peachtree DeKalb Airport. He believes a pilot's motive for flying is more important than his or her age.
I think it's good, like, that she was, taking lessons, but I don't think she should have tried to break any records. I think she should have just done it for fun or for experience.
Owen opposes the government determining when a child is old enough to fly. He says that should be up to the child and its parents.
The U.S. House votes today on a constitutional amendment that would make it harder to increase taxes. But yesterday, House Speaker Newt Gingrich predicted the measure would not pass. The amendment requires a 2/3 majority to pass in the House. Meantime, Republicans are considering other tax measures, including a flatter income tax. Well, less than 24 hours and counting for tax-paying procrastinators. If you hadn't noticed, today is April 15th, the day Uncle Sam expects you to pay up if you owe. Tax preparers were busy all day yesterday getting last-minute filers squared with the tax man.
I did a return this morning that I guess a lady wanted to be helpful, but she made about 5 or 6 copies of everything. And I spent about 20 minutes just trying to tell what was original, what was a copy. But it gets pretty hectic.
Unless you file for an extension, tax returns must be postmarked by midnight tonight. I understand you still have to send in your money anyway, so get with it. Well, if you need to escape after doing your taxes, Kiwi Airlines has a deal that makes it pretty easy to get away. Kiwi's offering one-way fares between any Kiwi city for $95 with no advance purchase, but you have to buy the tickets today. Kiwi flies to New York, Chicago, Tampa, Orlando, West Palm Beach, Las Vegas, and Bermuda. Kiwi is also offering a one-way fare of $49 between Atlanta and Florida. The airline says travel must be completed by June 15th, and seats are limited.
Well, if you're going to head to the post office today to file those tax returns, you better take your umbrella because you may have to wait outside if there's going to be a line.
I bet there will be.
Indeed.
And you absolutely will need it. If you're going this morning, you'll get a head start, but you're also going to be in the rain because it's raining out there right now. 66, the temperature, humidity 65%, wind southwest 16, gusting to 23 miles an hour, and the barometer is rising at 29.96. We'll continue with the clouds and the showers and possibly some thunderstorms. I think the thunderstorms will be more likely later today as the cold front enters the state. The temperatures between 64 and 70 now around the state. They'll be between 70 and 75 for this afternoon, and it appears that we'll continue with this wet weather through much of this day. And again, mostly just light rain now with strong and gusty winds. I think as we go through the evening hours as the cold front enters the state, we might see some strong, possibly severe storms. I think much of them, though, would be over the southern and western parts of Georgia. So just be prepared for wet weather and slow going on the roads.
Okay, speaking of roads, time now for an update on the traffic trouble spots.
Here's Captain Herb Emley.
Good morning and good driving to you. As you hit the highways this morning, you're going to find some places you're going to have to deal with wet pavement. It's already caused a couple of problems. First off, Spaghetti Junction up into DeKalb County. The ramp from I-85 northbound and from 285 in both directions to North Crest and Pleasantdale Road is blocked up. A tractor-trailer accident involving some hazardous material. If you need to get to North Crest or Pleasantdale, use Shamley-Tucker as an alternate there if you're headed northbound. Southbound ramps from I-85 are okay. In downtown Atlanta, we have some trouble reported on I-85 southbound between Georgia 400 I-75 Brookwood area. We also have an accident reported with some serious injuries there with a ramp off the connector around International and Ellis Street. So heads up there in the Central City area. Captain Herb Emery for Channel 2 Action News.
The time now is 6:11. Coming up on Channel 2 Action News this morning, a tornado rips through Arkansas, killing 7 people and injuring 30 others.
O.J. Simpson expresses confidence about his latest court battle while vacationing in the Bahamas.
And Middle East peace is threatened as Israel and Lebanon trade missile attacks. Those stories and a lot more coming up.
Closed captioning on Channel 2 Action News is brought to you by Nissan and your Greater Atlanta Nissan dealers.
Channel 2 Action News at 5 with Don Farmer and Monica Kaufman. The best local news coverage. The day's top stories.
The state does not admit there was an error.
Breaking health news.
This information just in could have a major impact on...
And consumer investigations with Clark Howard.
There's a serious message in all this for you.
For the very latest weather and live in-depth coverage of the day's top stories, count on anchors who know Georgia. Monica Kaufman and Don Farmer. Channel 2 Action News at 5. Coverage you can count on.
Surrounded by mud, wind, rain, and rock, the Nissan truck is in its element. With a value truck package that includes air, AM, FM stereo, contoured seats, and an extra long cabin, you'll be comfortably in yours. And it's $1,600 less than a comparably equipped Toyota. We've even added the element of surprise. Through April 30th, you can get a 96 Nissan truck with up to $2,300 in dealer incentives and option package discounts.
Poem to reveal my heart, to describe my love. Sometimes words are not enough.
Poem, the new fragrance by Lancôme Paris.
Paris Style, your choice gift by Color Family with a $17.50 Lancôme purchase. Now at Macy's.
Until now, the idea for every new washing machine has come out of every old washing machine. And you won't find any new ideas until you look into this amazing new GE washer. New ideas like the largest capacity tub you can buy to save up to 75 loads a year, our smoothest, quietest spin cycle, and even an enlarged opening for easy loading. Our new GE washer is the best we've ever made because it's just one good idea after another.
The time now is 6:14. The temperature is 66 degrees. A tornado raked its way across Arkansas this weekend, leaving a deadly path of destruction. 7 people died when a tornado ripped roofs off houses and uprooted trees. The tornado first hit the town of Allison, then bounced over the White River where it flattened a campground. More than 30 people were injured and 2 are reported missing. At least 3 people killed in the storm are believed to be tourists. Montana officials discovered a body in the wreckage of a train derailment on Sunday. They believe the unidentified victim was a vagrant riding the rails. The cause of death is not known. The train, which jumped the tracks Thursday, was carrying chlorine gas. Excuse me, about 70 people who were evacuated because of the dangerous fumes were allowed to return to their homes Sunday, but more than 300 evacuees still are being kept away from their homes.
Checking news overseas, a war of words and a barrage of missiles are threatening to tear apart the negotiated peace in the Middle East. Israeli aircraft bombarded guerrilla strongholds in southern Lebanon yesterday. Hundreds of thousands of civilians are leaving their homes for safer territory. Hezbollah leaders are threatening to send a wave of suicide bombers into Israel and are fighting back with missile attacks. 3 people died and 7 were wounded in yesterday's raids. There are predictions this morning of mass starvation in Liberia. 9 days of fighting between government troops and rebels has left thousands hungry and homeless. The U.S. military has airlifted 1,600 Americans and other foreigners to safety. A skeleton crew remains at the U.S. Embassy in Monrovia. Back here in the U.S., O.J. Simpson is expressing confidence about his latest court battle. In October, a jury acquitted Simpson of the murders of his ex-wife and her friend Ron Goldman. He now faces a wrongful death, Simpson that is, now faces a wrongful death lawsuit filed by the victims' families. And Simpson is in the Bahamas for a charity golf event. He told a local paper he's confident he will be cleared once again. Simpson was part of the winning team in the golf tournament, which raised $43,000 for the International Sickle Cell Foundation.
Thousands of people rallied against the conservative tide in American politics in California yesterday. The Right March was organized by the National Organization for Women and backed by 600 groups. Say this was the first national protest against right-wing policies on immigration, welfare, abortion, unions, and gay rights. Actor Danny Glover led the march, and Reverend Jesse Jackson addressed the crowd. No conservative leaders have responded to the event.
Well, the time now is 6:16. Still to come on Channel 2 Action News this morning, police are searching for whoever murdered a University of Miami football player.
Our weather is a bit wet this morning. I'll let you know what we might expect in the next 24 hours next.
Get ready for a fun-filled week ahead on Live with Regis and Kathy Lee. Monday, he rode across the country in City Slickers and took a beating in Home Alone. Just wait till you see what Daniel Stern's up to now. Then, it's the silky smooth sounds of Vic Damone. Later in the week, Caroline in the City, Leah Thompson, former LA Law hunk Blair Underwood, and Kenny Rogers on Live with Regis and Kathy Lee.
This morning at 9 on Channel 2.
Hickman Nissan is selling brand new Sentras for only $96 down and $96 a month. That's right. Brand new 1996 Sentras, just $96 down and $96 a month for $1996. That's Hickman Nissan. Don't you miss it.
It's happening right now, all across the country and just across town. Welcome to Pasta Americana at Applebee's. All kinds of delicious new pasta specialties like grilled salmon with Alfredo pasta, low-fat garlic chicken pasta, or lasagna primavera. Pasta Americana at Applebee's. Pasta served with a great big helping of friends, neighbors, and family.
We're America's favorite neighbor, Applebee's.
Now at CompUSA, almost everything you buy comes with this amazing built-in feature. That's right. During our anniversary cashback celebration, get a $150 mail-in rebate with any desktop computer, a $25 rebate with any printer, and a $25 rebate with any monitor. You can save $200. Plus, get $10 to $40 in rebates with any software over $30, and hundreds of other rebates store-wide for a limited time only during the anniversary cashback celebration. Only at CompUSA.
Hey! Hickman Nissan is selling brand new trucks for only $96 down and $96 a month. That's right. Brand new 1996 Nissan pickup. Just $96 down and $96 a month for $1996. That's Hickman Nissan. Don't you miss it.
The time now is 6:19. Here are some of the stories we're following for you in Action News this morning. One person has been killed in a shooting involving a DeKalb County police officer. It happened during a routine traffic stop on Colony East Court at East Colony Drive last night. Police aren't releasing many details, but something went wrong during that traffic stop, forcing the police officer to shoot two people. One young man was pronounced dead at the scene. No word yet on the condition of the other victim. 4 workers are injured in an explosion inside the First Union Bank in Griffin. The blast was caused by cleaning chemicals inside the building. Today, federal officials will try to determine whether the cleaning company violated safety rules. No word yet on when the bank will reopen. Well, you get an updated weather and traffic every 10 minutes on Channel 2 Action News this morning. Time now to check out our complete forecast.
Well, the weather this morning is just wet. There's no severe storms with us now. That severe thunderstorm watch that was in effect when most of you went to sleep last night was canceled at 4 this morning, so that's over with. But we do have rain in the area. It's going to make for an awfully wet commute. Out there right now, 66 degrees with the humidity at 65%. Wind southwest, 16 to 23 miles an hour, and that barometer is rising to 9.96. Our high yesterday was fabulous. 84 degrees. We had a low of 55. Our records for this date, record high 87, record low 31, and we'll be adding some rain to the rain gauge as it falls around the metro area this morning. Pollen count, because yesterday was so warm and wonderful, the pollens were really popping. 1,766 particles of pollen per cubic meter of air, of course extremely high. Oak, birch, sweet gum, beech, and pine trees causing difficulty for you. But I think the rain is going to help you today. It will wash some of that out of the air. As we check out the rain at this time, Storm Tracker 2 radar showing some showers between the Gainesville and Lawrenceville area, southward to Griffin and Forsyth, around the Athens area, down toward Madison, and again, Rome southward to Noonan. Showers kind of filtering out now around the Marietta, Smyrna to Roswell area, and moving across northern Fulton County. But we'll get more showers with us today because the cold front still has to come through. That'll take a while to get there. Let's look at a different picture of it. Strong line from New Orleans all the way into the Panama City area in Florida. Looking at showers moving across Georgia now. Again, the lighter showers moving our way. as some of the elements have moved out of the state for severe storms. The cold front, though, still back to the west, must come through. It will do so later today, firing some strong, possibly severe storms along that front before it gets into the state. This is tonight, and then boom, it's out of here. It's gone. By tomorrow, you have bright sunshine. But for you this morning, the lighter rains. This evening, again, the possibility exists for some strong thunderstorms as the front moves through because the air is very moist, very unstable, and so look for the possibility, but I think most of it will be Alabama, extreme west, and South Georgia as their atmospheric conditions are a little bit more unstable than ours. By tomorrow, though, you're basking in sunshine again. It is going to cool off a bit behind the front, but it won't last for very long. We'll get some 60s and some 50s across the northern half of the state for tomorrow, but look what's out here to the west, the 80s and the 70s, and they'll be taking over by the next day. So here's your forecast. For this morning, a wet one, mostly just some showers. Winds will be strong today. Caution advised on those lakes. There'll be thunderstorms possibly later today as the cold front comes in highs 70 to 75. Overnight, our lows dropping into the 40s again. Skies clear out, and here is a good-looking 5-day forecast. Sunny and windy on Tuesday with a high of 62, back in the 70s on Wednesday, mid to upper 70s Thursday and Friday. It looks like as we go into the weekend, a storm that's developing on the west coast will be arriving just in time for Saturday, unfortunately, so clouds will start increasing, I think, by Friday night. But that could change. We can change those 5-day forecasts.
That's right. I've seen it happen. Time now to check your morning drive to work.
Here's Captain Herb Embry.
Good morning. Kind of wet out there this morning in spots. That means the wet pavement blues, and we already got quite a situation working in Spaghetti Junction. The ramp from I-85 and 285 to Pleasantdale North Crest Roads all blocked up with a tractor-trailer accident. Involves some hazardous material. They have to be very careful there. As they work on this accident, they may have to close the ramp from 285 to I-85 northbound at times, so just keep that in mind as you head into Spaghetti Junction. Downtown Atlanta, pretty serious accident working at the end of the ramp from 75-85 northbound to International Boulevard around International and Ellis Street. That ramp is closed down right now because of that accident, so seek an alternate there if you normally get off at International Boulevard. Here's the good news. We don't have any problems reported 75 south from Cobb County, 400 south from North Fulton, or I-85 southbound out of Gwinnett County. Captain Herb Embry, Channel 2 Action News.
Turning to sports, Greg Norman dominated the season's first major golf championship for 3 rounds, but collapsed in the final round, opening the door for Nick Faldo to take his 3rd Masters win. Bill Hartman has more on that.